Let's talk about the GST. There seems to be a breakthrough right around the corner. It is supposed to be a game-changing reform. Do you really expect the Finance Minister to spell it out as a priority area in the budget? And do you really believe it can be this big game changer that it has so long touted to be?
GST cannot be done by the Finance Minister. It can only be done by the Chief Ministers. So it's a much broader political issue which is beyond the control of the Finance Minister. What he can certainly say is that earlier on there was some reluctance to provide unconditional guarantees against any revenue loss. He can say, okay, I can give an unconditional guarantee. Even if some of you fiddle it, okay, I will pay that. But let's get, provided you agree to GST, I am willing to agree to this. He can put this proposal, but the Chief Ministers will have to agree. And the fact is that the BJP, when it was in opposition, started raising all kinds of finicky objections on a number of issues like, do we keep petrol, do we keep alcohol, what will be the minimum rate, what will be the flexibility. I mean, if you keep raising all these questions, it's another way of saying that I don't really believe in GST at all. And if the Chief Ministers do not really believe in GST at all, there is no way that Jaitley can force it on them. So I said, Jaitley can say that I will go the extra mile. Will you gentlemen please come on board? I think that's what he has to go at. And ultimately, this is a political decision that the Chief Ministers will have to come on board. I hope they will come on board, and yet there is no guarantee. And this is certainly not something the Finance Minister can just decree.
You know, Swami, BJP in its manifesto had clearly said that it is very strongly opposed to the retrospective taxation. Do you think that the government can be sort of bold and brave in this budget and perhaps do away with the retrospective taxation? And will the ongoing litigation with Vodafone be a challenge?
I think they can definitely do that. There can always be a caveat that in extreme circumstances we may have to relook this. But you can say we will lay it down as a principle that there shall be no retrospective taxation and that we shall endeavour to have a quick settlement with Vodafone. And not just Vodafone, say that the outstanding tax things are 200,000-300,000 crores. I mean, enormous. So we say we need to aim at a quick resolution. We can't have a situation where the only beneficiaries are the lawyers who are fighting on both sides and making lots of money while the tax arrears in the courts are piling up and piling up and piling up. We need to cut through it so that on the one hand, industry can get on with what it wants, and on the other hand, a large number of these tax demands are converted into actual tax receipts for the government. I think this should be the way Mr. Jaitley should go.
I completely agree with you as far as lawyers making money is concerned. But do you honestly believe that the Finance Minister has the elbow room to leave more money in your and my pocket and also to accommodate the big tax break demands that have come in from across industries?
I think he should say straight away, we are going to have 2 tough budgets in a row. He needs to start off with that longer term thing, that if I have 2 tough budgets to get my fisc in order, then I will have 3 good years after that. I think he needs to start with that. Once he has set the scene that way, then he can say, look, don't expect me to give you too much today. The fisc is in a difficult situation. We have to get our house in order. So within that, there may be some minimal things. Now, if, for instance, he adjusts this 2 lakh income tax adjustment just for inflation, I would have no objection to just at that margin making a change. But there are some people talking about raising the exemption limit from 2 lakhs to 5 lakhs. That would be fiscal suicide. You must not do things like this. Similarly, as far as the direct taxes or corporate taxes, I would say that he should say, look, we are going to have a 5-year vision. My 5-year vision is that my direct tax rates are going to go in the direction of ASEAN direct tax rates. Please remember in Chidambaram's dream budget of 97, what he said was, I'm going to take my customs duties in the direction of ASEAN rates. And that was a vision so compelling that it was followed by other finance ministers of other political parties as well. So I think we need to say equally on direct taxes, let us go towards there.
Swami, are you a little disappointed that the government is not actually speaking about the DTC with the same excitement and fervour as it is about the GST?
No, DTC, I said, you should say forget about it. Some of the part of the DTC has already been implemented. A certain amount of the other thing is in limbo. I would say just forget DTC anymore. Let me say my agenda is to go towards the ASEAN route. I would put that as therefore, far from saying there's some unfinished business of Congress, I say forget that. Let me go on the path to saying, I will take my direct taxes towards the route of ASEAN. I will become globally competitive in my tax strategy. And that is part of an overall vision. So it's not just an ad hoc thing of, let me change this, let me change that, because I think it's good or because you think it's good. We will do it because we need to be globally competitive, and our tax system should be competitive with our competitors in ASEAN. I think that is the right way to go.
Swami, as always, such a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks so much. And of course, see you tomorrow here on Business Tonight. We'll be back with Swaminamics. For now,